Well, welcome into the Dan and Toby Show. It worked pretty good last week, so we're going to go ahead and stick with that title of the Dan and Toby Show. And first of all, our guest tonight on the Dan and Toby Show is Toby.
I appreciate that, but who else would you expect when the show is called Dan and Toby?
Exactly. You know, Coach, I'm here, because you've had a great year. Last week, ran into the Buzzsaw, the number 2 team in the state of Texas, and 10-time state champion Lido at their place. Hard road to hoe. Long way to go, too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Alito, there's a reason why there's 10 state championship. They're represented by 10 state championships when you walk in their stadium, and that is the most in the state of Texas. Coach Buchanan does a great job with those guys, and the overall program is solid. And, I told our kids after the game, I said, we are building a winning culture here. They currently have a championship culture. That's what we're trying to get to, but it's a process, from where we come from to where we are now. I like where we're at, but we need to continue to improve and grow our athletic program with not only the success on the field, but also off the field as well.
Well, your kids played good, though.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I will tell you, defensively, we played as well almost as we could have played. I mean, we gave up a long run on about the third drive of the game, second or third drive. But the score was 7-0 with about 3 or 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. And offensively, we threw an interception. They ran it down the 2-yard line, And so once we got down by double digits, it kind of put us in a bind. And, we kind of fell apart there in the second quarter. The second quarter we gave up 21 points. And, that was their big quarter. And, but our kids competed till the last whistle. We just didn't have an answer for some of the things they were doing, and we did not match up in certain areas very well at all.
You think this is one of those teams that will take him back to the state championship?
I don't know. I would say this. I do expect them to get out of the region, and if they can get by Longview, I think they'll have a good chance to win the state title. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, I can't see anybody on the other side knocking them out. It's either them or Longview, in my opinion. And I think Midlothian, may give them a little run. Midlothian, they kind of match up maybe a little better than I do. But they've already beaten Burlington Centennial, the team that beat Lake Belton the other day. They beat them by 64-21. So, I mean, they really walked them. And that's a team that's in their district. So, I don't see a lot of obstacles in their way if they stay healthy. They were kind of like a machine the other day. They rotate a lot of kids, and they got after us pretty good.
And, of course, all district won't be voted till Midlothian's out of the playoffs or the season ends for them.
That's right. Midlothian and Red Oak are still in, and Red Oak had a huge upset over Denton Ryan. And, I mean, they were down 21-0, ended up winning in overtime 29-28. They went for 2, and, kudos to them. That's a big win for them. And you look, and, they beat us by 3 points, And so that's what I'm saying. We're right there knocking at the door. We just got, we need the key.
Yeah.
We need a key to go in the house. But we're close, and we're getting closer. And I'm extremely proud of the year our kids have had, and the way we fought, and really and truly, our senior leadership. There wasn't many seniors, but extremely pleased with where they've gotten this far in their careers. Because our freshmen were 1-9. The only group that I've been here, that the freshmen hadn't won at least 7 or 8 games, and they were 1-9 as freshmen. And then as sophomores, they were all on JV. I think they won 2 games. And then last year, a lot of them were on varsity. We went 3-6, and now to go 8-3, they go out a winner, and that's a big deal. I can remember we got about halfway through the season, we had 4 wins, and I told them, I said, y'all have already exceeded your quota for the year. Let's keep it going, though, because I always give them a hard time, them seniors, because, I told them when they'd have bad practice, I'd always remind them, hey, y'all ain't never won. You gotta fix something. You gotta quit doing the same things. And they really kind of took offense to that, and they shut me up, because we were, very close to being undefeated regular season, and then this thing would have been different. But, this is where we were. And like Bill Parcells always says, is you are what your record is, and we were 8-3 team, and that's what we are.
And you got a lot of kids coming back next year.
We do. We played. Let's see, in the playoff game. Well, this season we've played 18 sophomores and 2 freshmen. So 20 kids that are not even going to be seniors next year played on the varsity, and that's a big, big deal. Hadn't had that happen in a while. probably since Monterey Baldwin's class. That group, and even them, they didn't have that many. But we're pleased with where we are right now, especially on the offense side of the ball. Coming back, we got almost every skill. Now, we lose Javante Carson and Jamari Stewart, and those two guys were keys to what we were doing on offense. But we have so many people back. I mean, so many people. You look, and Xavier Smith, he started 3 games this year at running back, and we won all 3 games, and he ended up breaking his collarbone about a month ago, so he didn't finish the season. You got multiple quarterbacks back. You got multiple receivers back. And then you got some linemen back. Connor Schultz, Kareem Edmond should be a 3-year starter next year. So, you still got guys that are coming back on the O-line. We lose Wilbert Martin, 3-year starter. He dates all the way back to Monterey and them. He was a center for Baldwin, Ty Bell, and that group. And then, you lose Harris, Tavon Harris. He's our starting left guard. And then we lose Darius Stevenson. This was his first year to start, but those other guys are 2- and 3-year starters. And then you flip it over. You go to the defense side of the ball, and the front 4, those guys really were dominant this year. Matter of fact, I made them the captains for the game. And from left to right, you got Xavier Tibbs, number 15, 3-year starter. You got, we call him Toto. I can't pronounce his last name. Toto Manatega. He's a 3-year starter. You got Jaquarius McClendon, 2-year starter, and Darian Burleson, 3-year starter. So you're talking about 11 years of starting defensive linemen right there that you're losing all at once. And so that's going to be tough. But we had guys, Jay Haynes, Dante Cuthbert, people that played some that are coming back. And then you go to the linebacker position on defense, Valentino Green, lose him. He's a senior. That'll hurt us because Valentino's a really good player. But then we had other guys step up, Mark Stevens, Josiah Riley, people like that step into those roles. You go to the outside backer, Ronnie Collins was a strong safety for us. We do lose him. That's going to hurt us a little bit. But we had Justice Jonda. They both played the same position or similar positions. And then in the secondary, you lose Carrasas at corner and you lose Trey Ford. Those 2 guys. But we also had guys back in the secondary, Torian Thomas, Malika Scara, and Marquez Cross. So, like I said, we lost people on defense, but we got a lot of people back as well. Yeah. So that's it. We've got all our punters back, all our kickers back. We lost 1 snapper. We still got another one back. So special teams, that's a good thing. Return guys, Maurice Starr, Gerard Hicks. Yeah. You got a lot of guys back. This is probably the most people we've returned literally since Monterey and then we're about to be seniors. And that was a special group. Went 7-3 with that group. And they exploded, that year point-wise. I think they averaged 40-something points a game, and that's this year I think we averaged about 35, 36 points a game. And defensively, we played good for the most part when we had to, for the majority of the year. Some games, the Ellison game, we do not win that game without our defense. Our defense stepped up and really, dominated their offense. There was, I think, 4 games this year we held our opponents under 100 yards, and that's just – that says a lot. Coach Locks and their staff has done a good job on their side of the ball, and then the kids have balled in. We ran a 50-some. We ran a 4.25 some. He was in a 3.3 stack some. We were in a bunch of different fronts and some on the back end. But, like I said, we'll miss this group of seniors. There wasn't very many of them. I think we finished the other day with 14 that were dressed out, and there was another 3 or 4 injured. But we're really excited about getting the off season and getting stronger, getting faster, getting more agile, learning more about the game, and then coming back next year, August 25th, 2023, in San Angelo, at San Angelo Central.
All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure this year as always, and I'll be around. You know me, I'm not going to go anywhere, and I'll be bothering you.
Oh, no, you never bother me. I appreciate the stopping by, and I appreciate everything that you've done for not only my school but the other clean schools, and I know all the kids appreciate it. Because every town doesn't have a I-14 Sports and doesn't have a Dan Hole. Everybody doesn't have that. And so I think sometimes we take that for granted, but I know I don't, and I've enjoyed – this is 6 years, brother, we completed here together. It doesn't seem like it. And more than half that time, Barry was with us, and I know we miss Barry, but it's been a great ride, and look to continue that ride and extend on what we're building here, and to do greater things in the future.
Oh, yeah. You know I'm going to be here, baby. And as always, the last words are.
As always, and this is a wrap, okay, for the 2022 season, is Go Gray Wolves.